Alright guys, so this is the KZ-S2 True Wireless Earbuds. These are a pair that you can get on Indiegogo right now at their early bird price of only $29. But what makes these special is they have custom dual drivers. They have a balanced armature driver mixed with a dynamic driver that is doing something amazing with the sound. But let's go ahead and check out some of the features and what it is you get inside the box. Now the first thing that I want to point out is these do have Bluetooth 5.0, but what makes these very interesting is they are using a Realtek 8763 chip. Now we're used to seeing Qualcomm chips, and I really enjoy coming across earbuds that use these Realtek chips because it seems that there's a lot more focus on the audio quality. Now on top of that, these do have AAC playback. Now I would have liked to have seen aptX playback, but again, a lot of people have Apple and iOS devices, so having that AAC playback is going to make a lot of people happy. Now, as far as the IP rating, these do come in with an IPX5 rating, which is going to withstand a lot of splashes, a lot of rain, or heavy sweat. So if you go out and about, you're going to be fine. Just make sure that you do not submerge them into water. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box, I found this to be fairly interesting because it is only coming with 2 sets of ear tips. Now, they are the silicone style, and I do feel that with these having that in-ear monitor look to them, the design to them, and the sound, that a lot of people are going to prefer the foam style ear tips, but it'll be easy to find a pair of those online, and especially when you only have $29 into the earbuds, spending a few extra bucks to get the ear tips you want is not that big a deal. Now, as far as the charging cable goes, it is a USB-C cable, and the battery life on these are fairly interesting as well because it says that you can get somewhere between 5 to 6 hours. I noticed that I got closer to 4 hours on the earbuds. Now, I guess it just kind of depends on the volume that you're going to listen to. And then the case is going to give you an additional 18 hours. Now, I found that to be a little strange because the case is actually fairly large considering the size of the truly wireless earbuds. Now, the case only has a 500 milliamp battery in it, and I think at the size of the case, they could have probably fit a larger battery in there. Now, looking at the case, on the bottom you have your USB-C input for charging, and then on the back you have your single button to put these into pairing mode. Now, when you open the lid, you can see the single indicator light so that you can get a general idea of how much battery life is left on the case. And then when moving over to look at the earbuds, again, like I said, the first thing you notice is this looks like a pair of IEMs. And I think that's a lot of what the style and the sound is focused on. It's very focused on this being a professional sound, a professional look. They're not doing anything that's trying to stand out as far as colors go. There's nothing flashy here. And as far as your controls, they do utilize touch control. And sadly, they don't have volume control, but you can control everything else, which basically means you're either going to have to summon your smart assistant or pull out your phone to actually control the volume. Now, I'm not a huge fan of that at all, and even given the fact that these are $29, I still would have liked to have seen that feature on here. But a huge plus is if you tap the earbud 3 times, it then puts it into high performance mode, which is basically a low latency mode. So if you're going to be watching movies or playing games using these earbuds, you're really going to enjoy that feature because it cuts down any kind of lag. I didn't notice any lag at all. Now, as far as you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And then another thing that I think they did a really good job with is the microphone, because the KZ products in the past haven't really had a great mic at all. These are using the CVC technology, so it is focusing in on your voice and blocking out your surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the KZ-S2. I think these are doing a much better job than some of their earbuds in the past, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played in the background, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. I'm just going to say it. The sound is absolutely incredible on these, but maybe not in a way that you would expect. These do not have boosted bass. They do not have boosted anything. The bass is extremely accurate. It is very tight. It is right to the point, and it is moving on to the next note. So if you're somebody that likes that subwoofer style bass, you're probably going to want a little bit more out of these, but I absolutely loved it. And that's mainly because having that type of bass means it works great with all all genres. Now, if you do get a really good seal with the right set of ear tips, you will start to feel that bass come out a little bit more. Just don't expect an overpowering bass. Now, when it comes to the mids, vocals and acoustic guitars and all of that have a very detailed sound. It has a nice natural presence. It's not very forward. It's definitely not falling back. It feels like it's placed right where it needs to be. And same thing goes with the treble. It's about as crisp and as detailed as it possibly can get. It just sounds incredible. I love the details that these pull out, and I love that it doesn't seem to miss anything. Now, that also goes to benefit the sound stage and the sound imaging. It definitely feels like you're in a much larger room, and being able to tell where each instrument's coming from, even having that sense of depth between you and the guitarist, you and the drummer, you and the vocalist, it is a very detailed earbud that's just picking up on everything. I just absolutely love using these. And also on top of all of that, the volume gets very loud and it doesn't distort. Now, if you go within your phone and find an EQ that you like and you boost the bass quite a bit, it may start to distort at higher volumes there. But as it is out of the box, I didn't experience any distortion and I absolutely love the sound. Now, I do have a couple of cons with these, but they are kind of minor. I would have liked to have seen the case be a little bit smaller, or if they're going to keep the case the way it is, maybe have a slightly larger battery put in there. And then on top of that, at least include the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, because I still can't stress enough how finding the right ear tips is the most important thing when using a pair of earbuds. So when you only get two, that is already kind of cutting down on your options. But again, at the price of $29 and at the price of what you can get other silicone ear tips for, it's not that big a deal. But guys, that's my video on the brand new KZ-S2. This is an absolutely fantastic value at the price. It's kind of a no-brainer at the price, especially if you like that true to studio style sound, especially in a pair of truly wireless earbuds that you can pick up for 29 bucks. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.